Maya stood in front of the mirror, adjusting her red dress for the third time. Tonight was special. Tonight, after 2 years of dating, her boyfriend Alex was finally going to introduce her to his family. "You look beautiful," her roommate Lisa said from the doorway. "Stop worrying, they're going to love you." "What if they don't?" Maya asked nervously. "What if they think I'm not good enough for him?" Lisa walked over and hugged her friend. "Maya, you're amazing. You're smart, kind, successful. Any family would be lucky to have you." Maya smiled weakly. Lisa didn't understand. Alex's family was different. They were wealthy, traditional, and very close-knit. Alex had always been careful about when to introduce Maya to them. He said the timing had to be perfect. Maya's phone buzzed. A message from Alex. "I'm outside, ready to meet the most important people in my life." Maya's heart raced. She grabbed her purse and headed downstairs. Alex was waiting by his car, looking handsome in a dark blue suit. When he saw Maya, his face lit up with that smile she loved so much. "You look stunning," he said, kissing her cheek. "Are you ready?" "As ready as I'll ever be," Maya replied, trying to sound confident. During the drive to his family's estate, Alex held Maya's hand tightly. "Just be yourself. They're going to see what I see, an incredible woman who makes me happy." "Tell me again about your family," Maya said. She wanted to be prepared. "Well, there's my father, Richard. He's strict but fair. He built our family business from nothing. My mother, Catherine, is elegant and loves hosting dinners. My older brother, James, runs the company with my father, and my younger sister, Sophie, is studying at Oxford." Maya noticed he didn't mention something important. "Alex, have you told them about my background?" Alex's hand tightened on the steering wheel. "I told them you're a teacher, that you're smart and kind." "But did you tell them I grew up in foster care, that I don't have a family?" "Maya, that doesn't matter to me," Alex said quickly. "But does it matter to them?" Maya asked quietly. Alex didn't answer, and in that silence, Maya felt the first hint of the storm that was coming. The Montgomery estate was even more impressive than Maya had imagined. The mansion sat on acres of perfectly manicured lawns, with a long driveway lined with ancient oak trees. A butler opened the door before they could knock. "Good evening, Mr. Alexander. Miss," he nodded politely. Inside, the house was like something from a magazine: marble floors, crystal chandeliers, and paintings that looked like they belonged in museums. "Alexander," a woman's voice called from the grand staircase. Catherine Montgomery descended gracefully, wearing an elegant cream-colored dress and pearls. She was beautiful, with the kind of timeless beauty that spoke of generations of good breeding. "Mother," Alex said, kissing her cheek. "This is Maya. Maya, my mother, Catherine Montgomery." Catherine's smile was polite but cool as she extended her hand. "How lovely to finally meet you, Maya. Alexander has mentioned you." "It's an honor to meet you, Mrs. Montgomery," Maya said, shaking her hand. Catherine's grip was firm but brief. "Please, come to the drawing room. The family is gathering for drinks before dinner." The drawing room was filled with people. Richard Montgomery stood by the fireplace, a tall, imposing man with silver hair and sharp eyes. James, Alex's brother, looked like a younger version of their father, already holding a glass of whiskey. Sophie sat on a sofa, scrolling through her phone. "Everyone, this is Maya," Alex announced, his arm protectively around her waist. Richard approached them, studying Maya with an intensity that made her uncomfortable. "Maya, Alexander tells us you're a teacher." "Yes, sir. I teach English literature at Lincoln High School. Public school, Richard said. It wasn't a question, but somehow it sounded like a judgment. Yes, sir. I believe every child deserves quality education, regardless of their economic background. James laughed. How noble, and what do you think of private education? Maya sensed a trap, but answered honestly. I think it has its place, but some of the most brilliant minds I've taught came from difficult backgrounds. Potential isn't determined by wealth. The room fell silent. Catherine cleared her throat. Well, that's certainly an interesting perspective. Shall we go in for dinner? Dinner was an elaborate affair with 7 courses. Maya tried to remember which fork to use for which course, grateful for the etiquette class she had taken after starting to date Alex. The conversation flowed around her, discussions about business deals, upcoming charity galas, family friends with impressive last names. Maya felt like an outsider looking in. So, Maya, Catherine said during the main course, tell us about your family. What do your parents do? The question Maya had been dreading. She felt Alex tense beside her. I don't have parents, Mrs. Montgomery. I grew up in the foster care system. Catherine's fork paused midway to her mouth. Richard's eyes narrowed. Sophie looked up from her phone with sudden interest. Oh, Catherine said, recovering her composure. How unfortunate. Do you have any siblings? No, ma'am. I've been on my own since I aged out of the system at 18. And you managed to go to college? James asked, genuine curiosity in his voice. Yes, I worked 3 jobs and got scholarships. It took me 6 years to finish my degree, but I did it. How admirable, Richard said, but his tone suggested he meant the opposite. Self-made, like me in a way. Not quite like you, father, Alex said, an edge to his voice. You had a small inheritance to start your business. Maya had nothing. Richard's eyes flashed with anger. Alexander, don't be disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm being accurate. The tension at the table could be cut with a knife. Catherine quickly changed the subject. Maya, surely you have some extended family? Aunts, uncles, cousins. No, ma'am. My mother died when I was 5. I never knew my father. There was no one else. Sophie spoke for the first time. That must have been so lonely. It was said without judgment, with genuine sympathy. Maya felt grateful. It was, but it made me strong. It taught me to value the family I choose. The family you choose, Richard repeated. Family isn't something you choose, young lady. Family is blood. Family is legacy. Family is everything. Maya felt her cheeks burn. With respect, sir, I disagree. Family is about love and loyalty, not just shared DNA. Well, Catherine said, standing up, shall we have coffee in the library? The women moved to the library, while the men went to Richard's study for cigars and brandy. Maya found herself alone with Catherine and Sophie. The library was beautiful, floor-to-ceiling bookshelves filled with leather-bound volumes. Catherine poured coffee from a silver service. Maya, I want to be direct with you, Catherine said, handing her a delicate china cup. You seem like a nice girl, but you must understand our concerns. Mother, Sophie started, but Catherine held up her hand. No, Sophie, this needs to be said. Catherine turned back to Maya. The Montgomery family has a reputation, a legacy. Alexander will one day take his place in the family business. He needs a partner who understands our world, who can navigate our social circles. I can learn, Maya said quietly. Perhaps, Catherine conceded, but there's more to consider. What about children? Family background matters, Maya. Our grandchildren will need to have the right pedigree. Maya felt like she had been slapped. The right pedigree? We're not dogs, Mrs. Montgomery. We're people. Don't be naive, Catherine said sharply. In our world, lineage matters. Connections matter. A family tree that can be traced back generations matters. Why? Maya challenged. So you can prove you're better than everyone else. So you can look down on people who had the misfortune of being born poor. Sophie stood up. Mother, this is cruel. Maya hasn't done anything wrong. Sit down, Sophie, Catherine commanded. Maya, I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm being realistic. Alexander may think he loves you now, but love fades. What remains is family, duty, responsibility. You can't give him what he needs. What he needs or what you want him to have? Maya asked, her voice shaking. Catherine set down her coffee cup. They're the same thing. I'm his mother. I know what's best for him. The door opened, and the men entered. Alex immediately noticed Maya's pale face and his mother's stern expression. What happened? He asked. Nothing, Catherine said smoothly. Just a little chat, woman to woman. But Alex knew better. He could read Maya like a book. He took her hand. We're leaving. Alexander, don't be dramatic, Richard said. We haven't had dessert yet. I've lost my appetite, Alex said coldly. Maya, let's go. In the car, Maya was silent. Alex kept glancing at her, worried. Maya, talk to me. What did my mother say? She said I'm not good enough for you, that I can't give you what you need, that our children wouldn't have the right pedigree. Alex slammed his hand on the steering wheel. That's ridiculous. I can't believe she said that. But she's not entirely wrong, is she? Maya said softly. What are you talking about? Alex, I can't give you what someone from your world could. I don't have family connections. I don't know how to navigate your social circles. I don't have a family history to offer our children. I don't care about any of that, Alex insisted. But your family does. And family is important to you, Alex. I've seen how you are with them. You love them, you respect them. I love you too, Alex said desperately. I know, but is love enough when your whole family is against us? Alex pulled the car over to the side of the road. He turned to Maya, taking both her hands in his. Maya, listen to me. My family's opinion doesn't matter. What matters is us. What we have together. I love you. I want to marry you, have children with you, build a life with you. Maya felt tears rolling down her cheeks. Alex, I love you too, but I won't come between you and your family. I grew up without a family. I know what that loneliness feels like. I won't make you choose. You're not making me choose. They are. It's the same result, Maya whispered. They drove the rest of the way in silence. When Alex dropped Maya off at her apartment, he kissed her gently. We'll figure this out, he promised. I'm not giving up on us. Maya wanted to believe him, but she had a terrible feeling that this was just the beginning of their troubles. Over the next few weeks, Alex's family increased their pressure. Richard called him into his office almost daily, reminding him of his responsibilities to the family business. Catherine arranged introductions to suitable young women from their social circle. James took him to lunch to talk sense into him. Alex resisted, but Maya could see the toll it was taking on him. He became stressed, tired, irritable. The man who used to make her laugh now barely smiled. One evening, they were having dinner at their favorite restaurant when Alex's phone rang for the 5th time. It's my mother again, he sighed. Answer it, Maya said. She won't stop until you do. Alex answered. Maya could hear Catherine's voice, sharp and insistent, though she couldn't make out the words. Mother, I've told you, I'm not breaking up with Maya because I love her. That's not fair. Fine, I'll think about it. He hung up looking defeated. What did she say? Maya asked. She wants me to come to the house this weekend. The whole family will be there. They want to have a serious conversation about my future. Translation: they want to convince you to leave me. I won't let them, Alex said, but he didn't sound as confident as he had before. That weekend, Alex went to his family's estate alone. Maya waited anxiously in her apartment, trying to distract herself with gratting papers, but she couldn't focus. Finally, at 11 p.m., Alex called. Maya, we need to talk. Can I come over? His voice sounded strange. Tired, defeated. Maya's heart sank. Of course. 20 minutes later, Alex stood in her apartment. He couldn't meet her eyes. They made me an offer, he said finally. What kind of offer? If I agree to end our relationship, my father will make me a partner in the business. Full voting rights, a seat on the board, everything I've been working toward for years. Maya felt her world crumbling. And if you don't? They'll remove me from the business, cut me off financially, remove me from the family trust. They would really do that. Alex nodded miserably. They think I'm making a huge mistake. They think you're manipulating me, that you're after our money. What? Maya felt anger flash through her. I've never asked you for anything. I pay for my own things, I have my own career. I know, I told them that, but they won't listen. They've made up their minds about you. Maya took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. Alex, what do you want to do? I don't know, he admitted. The business is my life's work. It's what I've trained for since I was a child. It's my legacy. Then choose it, Maya said quietly. What? Choose your family. Choose the business. I won't make you give up everything for me. Maya, that's not what I want. But it's what makes sense, Maya interrupted. Alex, be honest. Can you really walk away from everything? Your family, your career, your entire life for me? Alex was silent, and in that silence, Maya had her answer. I need time to think, Alex said finally. This is the biggest decision of my life. Take all the time you need, Maya said, but her voice was hollow. Alex left, and Maya collapsed on her couch, crying. Lisa found her there an hour later. What happened? Lisa asked, immediately sitting beside her friend. Through tears, Maya explained everything. The family's ultimatum, Alex's hesitation, the impossible choice. He's going to choose them, Maya sobbed. I can see it in his eyes. He loves me, but he loves them more. And I can't even be angry about it because I understand. They're his family. Maya, you deserve someone who chooses you without hesitation, Lisa said firmly. If he can't do that, then he doesn't deserve you. The next 2 weeks were torture. Alex called and texted constantly, saying he loved her, that he was trying to find a solution. But Maya could feel him pulling away. She could sense his decision before he made it. Finally, Alex asked to meet her at the park where they had their first date. Maya knew what was coming. Alex looked terrible, like he hadn't slept in days. His eyes were red, his face pale. I can't do it, Maya, he said, his voice breaking. I can't walk away from my family. I've tried. I've looked for other options, but they're firm, it's them or you. And you choose them, Maya said. It wasn't a question. I'm so sorry, Alex cried. I love you, I really do. But the business, my family, it's my whole identity. Without them, I don't know who I am. Maya felt surprisingly calm. She had known this was coming. I understand, Alex, I really do. Family is important, and they're your family. Please don't hate me, Alex begged. I could never hate you, Maya said truthfully. I'm just sad for what we could have been. They held each other for a long time, both crying. Then Alex kissed her one last time and walked away. Maya watched him go, feeling her heart break into 1,000 pieces. The next few months were the hardest of Maya's life. She threw herself into her work, teaching during the day and grading papers late into the night. She avoided places where she might run into Alex. She tried to move on. Lisa was her rock, dragging her out to movies, cooking her dinner, staying up late talking. You're going to be okay, Lisa would say. You're the strongest person I know. But Maya didn't feel strong. She felt broken. One day, about 4 months after the breakup, Maya's principal called her into his office. Maya, we've had a generous donation offered to our school, he said excitedly. A donor wants to establish a scholarship fund specifically for students from foster care backgrounds. They want you to manage it. That's wonderful, Maya said, genuinely happy. Who's the donor? They want to remain anonymous, but they were very specific that you should be in charge. They said they were inspired by your story. Maya wondered briefly if it was Alex, but she pushed the thought away. It didn't matter. This was a chance to help kids like her. She threw herself into the scholarship program, interviewing students, reading applications, making a real difference in young lives. And slowly, the pain began to ease. 6 months after the breakup, Maya was having coffee with a new friend, David, a fellow teacher at her school. They had been spending more time together, and while it wasn't romantic, Maya enjoyed his company. You seem happier, David observed. More like yourself. I'm getting there, Maya admitted. Some days are still hard, but I'm learning that I'm stronger than I thought. As they talked, Maya's phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Please meet me at Riverside Cafe tomorrow at 2 p.m. I need to talk to you. Alex. Maya's heart raced. She hadn't heard from Alex in 6 months. What could he possibly want? What's wrong? David asked, noticing her expression. It's Alex. He wants to meet. Are you going to go? Maya thought about it. Part of her wanted to ignore the message, to keep moving forward. But another part needed closure, needed to hear what he had to say. I think I have to, she said finally. The next day, Maya arrived at Riverside Cafe early. She wanted to be composed, ready for whatever Alex had to say. When Alex walked in, she was shocked by his appearance. He had lost weight, had dark circles under his eyes, looked exhausted. Maya, he said, sitting down across from her. Thank you for meeting me. What do you want, Alex? I made a mistake, he said bluntly. The biggest mistake of my life. I chose my family over you, and I've regretted it every single day since. Maya's heart clenched, but she kept her voice steady. Alex, we've been through this. You made your choice. I know, and it was the wrong choice. Maya, these past 6 months have been miserable. I have everything I thought I wanted, the partnership, my family's approval, the respect of our social circle. And I've never been more unhappy. I'm sorry you're unhappy, but why are you telling me this? Because I want another chance. I want to be with you. I've told my family that I don't care about their ultimatums anymore. I'm willing to walk away from all of it if it means I can have you back. Maya felt tears prick her eyes, but she blinked them back. Alex, do you hear yourself? 6 months ago, you said you couldn't live without your family. Now you're ready to give them up. What's changed? I have, Alex said desperately. I've realized that a life without you isn't worth living. I've been going through the motions, doing what everyone expects, and I feel dead inside. You made me feel alive, Maya. You challenged me, inspired me, loved me for who I am, not what I can provide. And your family, are they okay with this sudden change of heart? Alex hesitated. Not exactly, but I don't care anymore. I'm choosing you, Maya, I'm choosing us. Maya looked at the man she had loved so deeply, the man who had broken her heart, and she felt nothing. Not anger, not love, not hope, just a strange emptiness. Alex, I appreciate you saying all this. Really, I do, but it's too late. What do you mean? Alex looked panicked. I mean, I've moved on. I've built a life without you. A good life. I'm helping students, making a difference, finding my own happiness. I don't need someone to choose me as an afterthought. You're not an afterthought. Yes, I am, Maya said firmly. You had to lose everything to realize what you lost. You had to be miserable to want me back. That's not love, Alex, that's regret. Maya, please. No, Alex, let me finish. When you chose your family over me, you broke my heart. But you also taught me something important. I deserve someone who doesn't have to think twice about choosing me. I deserve someone whose family will welcome me with open arms. I deserve better than being someone's second choice. Alex sat in stunned silence. So that's it, we're really over. We've been over for 6 months, Alex. You just didn't want to accept it. I still love you, he said, his voice breaking. I know, and part of me will probably always love you too, but love isn't enough. You taught me that. Maya, I'm begging you. Give me another chance. I'll prove to you that I've changed. Maya stood up, ready to leave. Alex, I hope you find happiness. I really do. But it won't be with me. I've learned to love myself too much to go back to someone who made me feel like I wasn't enough. You were always enough, Alex insisted. Then why wasn't I enough 6 months ago? Maya asked. Why wasn't my love enough to fight for? Why did you need to lose everything else before you realized my value? Alex had no answer. Maya picked up her purse. Goodbye, Alex, I wish you well. As she walked out of the cafe, Maya felt something unexpected, relief. She had closure. She had stood up for herself. She had chosen her own worth over a love that had hurt her. Her phone buzzed, a text from David. How did it go? Maya smiled and typed back, I'm free. 1 year later, Maya stood in front of her classroom, watching her students work on their essays. It was the last day of school, and she felt incredibly proud of how far they had come. After class, she had a meeting with the scholarship committee. Thanks to the anonymous donors' generous funding, they had been able to help 15 students from foster care backgrounds attend college. Ms. Maya, one of her students, a bright girl named Keisha, called out, I got my acceptance letter. I'm going to State University. Maya hugged her tightly. Keisha, that's wonderful. I'm so proud of you. Keisha was one of the scholarship recipients, a talented writer from a difficult background. Seeing her succeed made all of Maya's struggles worthwhile. That evening, Maya attended a charity gala for the scholarship fund. David had asked her to be his date, and while they were still just friends, Maya was open to the possibility of something more. At the gala, the anonymous donor was finally revealed. Maya gasped when she saw who walked onto the stage. It was Sophie Montgomery, Alex's younger sister. I established this scholarship fund, Sophie said into the microphone, because I was inspired by someone who showed me that family isn't about blood or money or social status. Family is about love, loyalty, and lifting each other up. She looked directly at Maya in the audience. Maya taught me that strength comes from overcoming obstacles, not from being born into privilege. This scholarship is my way of honoring her example and helping others like her. After the speech, Sophie approached Maya. I hope you're not angry, Sophie said. I wanted to tell you it was me, but I thought you might refuse if you knew. I wouldn't have refused, Maya said, hugging her. This is an incredible gift, Sophie. You're changing lives. You changed mine, Sophie replied. You showed me what real strength looks like, and for what it's worth, I'm sorry about how my family treated you. You deserved better. How is Alex? Maya asked, surprising herself with the question. He's managing, Sophie said carefully. He left the family business, actually. Started his own firm. He's dating someone new, someone my parents approve of, but he's not happy. I don't think he ever will be. Maya felt a pang of sadness for Alex, but it quickly passed. I hope he finds peace. I think he knows he lost something precious, Sophie said. But that's his burden to carry, not yours. 2 years later, Maya stood at the front of a lecture hall at the community college, looking at the students in her evening class. She had been offered a position teaching part-time at the college, in addition to her high school job. Her life had changed dramatically in the 2 years since her breakup with Alex. She had published her first book, a memoir about growing up in foster care and finding her place in the world. She had expanded the scholarship program to 3 different schools, and she had fallen in love again. David, the fellow teacher who had been her friend, had become so much more. He came from a modest background like her. His family had welcomed her with open arms. They were taking things slowly, but Maya knew this was real. After class, David was waiting for her with coffee. How was your lecture? He asked, kissing her cheek. Good, tiring but good. Ready to go home? Almost. I have one more thing to do. Maya walked to the campus library, where a new wing was being dedicated. The donor plaque read, The Alina Rodriguez Memorial Wing, donated by Alexander Montgomery in honor of second chances and new beginnings. Maya had heard through Sophie that Alex had finally found some peace. He had reconciled with his family on his own terms, built a successful independent career, and devoted himself to philanthropic work. She was happy for him, really, truly happy. Do you ever regret it? David asked, following her gaze to the plaque. Saying no when he came back. Maya thought about it. No, I think we both needed to lose each other to find ourselves. He needed to learn that his identity wasn't tied to his family's expectations. And I needed to learn that I was worthy of someone who chose me first, not as a backup plan. I choose you, David said, taking her hand. Every day I choose you. Maya smiled. I know, and that makes all the difference. As they walked out of the library together, Maya reflected on her journey. She had lost a love that she thought was everything. But in losing it, she had found herself. She had found her strength, her purpose, her worth. Alex had chosen his family over her, and at the time, it had felt like the end of the world. But now, Maya realized it was actually a beginning. The beginning of her learning to love herself. The beginning of her building a life she was proud of. The beginning of her finding a love that didn't require her to be less than she was. She had spent so long thinking she wasn't enough. Not enough family background, not enough social status, not enough pedigree. But she was enough. She had always been enough. And now, finally, she believed it. The end.